Hello, and welcome to another episode of Simply Cinema. We are your hosts, Maximilian Simonelli
and Dustin Braga.
So, Dustin, we have another special episode today.
It's going to be great.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest. I just want to say really quick, we have not only our first guest returning, but now our first guest to make a return.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mark Giza.
Wow. Thank you, gentlemen. What an intro. What an intro. I love it.
That's 2 records you have now, sir,
I do. It's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting.
And today we thought we'd take a look at, so Oscar season is right around the corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we thought we'd take a look at some of the movies that are up for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Costume Design.
Yeah.
Talk about our favorite picks.
Of course, yeah.
Of that nature. But Mark, this is your episode. We want to hear
Oh,
from
wow.
wow. The expert.
Wow.
So no pressure.
No pressure at all.
So I guess, first of all, we would just love to hear your thoughts on, I guess, the first film we'll look at, seen here, Sinners.
Yes. Well,
Good
it as you know, this week it broke a record. 16 nominations. It's never in the whole history of the Academy has a film been nominated for 16 Academy Awards. In the 50s, we had All About Eve, and then we had Titanic, and then we had Ben-Hur. These were films that got tons of nominations, but this is a record breaker. And I think this is going to be a little bit of an upset with the Academy. The way I thought the voting was going to go, I think it puts another film real close by it. I think it's not a sheer winner as of yet.
Okay.
I really don't.
You think it will rake in most of its nominations minus Best Picture?
Well, when you look back on the films, Ben-Hur, All About Eve, and Titanic, they all won Best Picture.
Right.
They had the most nominations.
Right.
I said from the beginning, One Battle After Another is going to take the film of the year. It was my number 2 choice of the year. And Paul Thomas Anderson, who is a fantastic filmmaker.
What was your number 1 choice, if you don't mind my asking?
Hamnet.
Yes.
Hamnet, which I just adored. So this is a little bit upsetting. We'll see what's going to happen here with the voting, because getting 16 nominations in every category that it was nominated in. That's never happened before.
It's astounding.
And all the years of motion picture and Academy. So this is going to be an interesting call.
Yeah, and the type of film that it is, that's why, in a way, I'm kind of hopeful that it wins, because the fact that I'm a monster fan, so the fact that it's a vampire movie,
right?
They're stuck in a location trying to survive these monsters. I go, I'm always interested when a film like that does win Best Picture.
Yeah, the Academy doesn't really necessarily go after horror films a lot.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
So that on its own is actually a pretty big thing.
It is.
And I think even more impressive, regardless of if it wins or not, is that this film came out in March.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're still talking about it and
Absolutely.
it has this many awards or even nominated is absolutely astounding.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it just goes to show of the power that Ryan Coogler has
I was just going to say,
over his film.
Absolutely. And I am a member of the Critics' Choice Awards, and our awards were back, I think it was January this year, early January. And Sinners was nominated for a lot of things, but didn't pick up many prizes. But now I think it's building. It's building. So I think it's One Battle After Another and Sinners. I think it's closing. The older members of the Academy, I think, will lend towards One Battle After Another. The younger members will probably go for Sinners or something a little, different.
Yeah.
Totally different film. I really enjoyed the movie. I always have issues with everything, but I thought it was a little too long, but it's a really well done film, and Michael B. Jordan is wonderful in it. He really, really is wonderful in it. So
you brought up a good point, Dustin. The fact that it's directed by Ryan Coogler. I like how on the poster it even says, I'm gonna go back to it here, director of Black Panther and Creed, and now Sinners. I go, the guy makes a good movie.
He does.
Knows how to make a good movie.
He does.
Yeah,
he does.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ryan Coogler is also, if you've ever seen any interviews with him, he's just a movie fan.
Yeah.
He loves film.
Yeah.
He can talk about it ad nauseum for ever.
I would hope, because being a director of his caliber, his fame, I would hope you love film.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing a job because you love cinema.
Right.
Yeah.
But so why don't we change gears a little bit?
Sure.
Talk about the next one we already mentioned a little bit. We have here, not early, One Battle After Another, which I got to say I thought was the clear-cut winner for Best Picture. I think it is. One thing I liked about this film, it was politically charged, I felt, but it also wasn't, I didn't think it was too preachy.
Yeah.
Personally, I didn't think it was too self-referencing of what's happening right now in our country.
I think it was very tongue-in-cheek with it.
Yes.
So that way it kind of gave us a little bit of sugar with the spice.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Yeah, and what I loved about it was you never knew where he was going to take you next.
Yeah.
In this picture.
Right.
You're this, then this switches, and it's like, and I remember going to it and like, oh, I got to get this done. I got to get this review done. And I was totally into it, wanting to know what scene was going to happen. What's he going to take? Where's he going to take us next?
Yeah.
And he's very good at doing that. His movies for me tend to be a little too long. That's always my big thing with him.
That's fair.
But I think it's a very good picture filled with really, really good performances. Really good performances.
Do you think anyone has a chance at snagging an Oscar? I always thought that myself, wouldn't be surprised if Sean Penn snags. I want to ask you about this because I was wondering, I thought he could win. Let me go back to us for a second. I thought for sure he might win Best Supporting Actor, but then I wasn't sure if there was enough screen time of him to warrant potentially Best Actor. The nod for that, because he's in a lot of the movies.
He's in a lot of the movie. When I first saw the film, I thought, well, there's Best Supporting Actor. It's right there. He's an excellent actor.
And he plays a good villain. Like, he
plays a really good villain.
Yeah.
He plays but people don't know this, but I've been doing film for so long. When the critics groups start voting, the New York Film Critics, the National Board Review, the LA Film Critics, the Boston Film Critics, when you see who they pick for their winners, that kind of lines up, believe it or not, your Oscar nominations and who may take the prize. And the leader was Benicio del Toro right from the beginning.
Interesting.
He kept winning and winning and winning. And then Jacob Elordi won for Frankenstein at our awards, at the Critics Awards. And now my favorite was Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. I just love the movie and I loved him in it. So it's kind of, that category is totally open too.
Yeah.
I really thought it was kind of locking on certain things. And now it's all over the place again.
It's interesting you mentioned that because I was always curious too. Like when you have an I'll use an actor as an example, like taking in the Critics' Choice Awards, the Golden Globe. I remember when The Whale came out a few years ago, and Brendan Fraser was just raking them up. So I thought, okay, he's probably going to win the Oscar for Best Actor as well because he's got 1, 2. He was raking them up.
Yeah.
So I'm often curious to see when, okay, how well can you plan ahead? Like this one's going to win because it won all the other ones, or we have an out of the box choice.
Right. And I think this year is really open. I think Sinners really kicked it open with the 16 nominations.
Yeah.
It kicked Wicked for Good out of everything.
Yeah.
There's not one nomination for that film.
Completely snubbed.
Now, nothing to the costume designs or to the other different shows, but when you're looking at art direction and costume design, these fantastic, it may not have been as good as the first film, but it really should have warranted something. I don't know. I was really surprised at that.
Yeah.
I really was surprised at that snub.
You mentioned costumes. I think that'll be a good segue into another topic.
Yes.
So I actually kind of gave it away. We have seen here. So Ruth Carter, who did the costumes so she won for Black Panther. And then again, I actually didn't know this, again for Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
She is up for costume design of Sinners, and it's her 5th nomination, potentially her 3rd win. And she is now the most nominated Black woman in Oscar history.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
That is impressive.
Cool. Very, very, very cool. And beautifully done. Her work is beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful work. The costume design, the colors, the material she chooses is gorgeous. It's gorgeous stuff.
And she is a Springfield native.
She is
yes,
a Springfield native.
Check out the Springfield museums. You can see an exhibit of her work.
Yeah.
An example of her work, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Honestly, if she does win, I think it would be kind of a little funny because most of the costumes that she used in Sinners came from the allegedly now scrapped Blade movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, she made, because I guess or at least a version of that, took place in 1930s Prohibition era.
Is this the Mahershala Ali version that never came to light?
Exactly.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah, it took place during that time. She had all these costumes made up for it. Obviously, Marvel, it stalled.
Sure.
So she had all these costumes, and she heard that Sinners was in the same exact time period.
Wow.
So just reuse the costumes.
Isn't that something?
I tell you, I don't always mind when they reuse things like that, because it's like, I think it's always interesting. Like, it's a fun little, just like a little factoid. Like, little did you know that this prop, I remember we were talking recently about how some of the props in the very first Star Wars film show up in Richard Donner's Superman, because they filmed at the same studio.
Wow.
And I go, how does Lex Luthor have part of the Death Star?
Right.
Like, well,
how cool is that?
It's fun. It's cute.
Yeah,
How cool is that?
very cool.
But yeah.
Why don't we take a short break?
Sure thing.
We'll get to our final highlight in just a couple minutes.
All right.
We'll
Stay
be back.
tuned. And welcome back.
Hey-o.
So before we took a break, we were looking at films that are nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Costume Design.
Yes.
And that's why, Mark, I want to ask you a question because, so as we said, Ruth Carter is up for Best Costume Design of Sinners. And the thing that I'm curious about is, not that I'm advocating that we further divide categories, but I feel that with costumes and makeup specifically, I almost feel like they should be divided into two further categories because when you have realistic and then you have creative.
Right.
Like, for example, how could you compare, let's take makeup, for example, a movie like Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro. The design was creative versus a film. I go back to The Exorcist as my example because we had Max von Sydow in old age makeup,
right,
which is realistic.
Right.
Same thing for costumes. Like Ruth Carter has one for Black Panther, which is taking inspiration from real life, but largely inventive.
Right.
Whereas
True.
Sinners, she's up for, well, this is sort of like, it's creative, I grant you, but it's kind of contemporary what people in 1930s America would have worn.
Historically accurate.
Exactly.
Correct.
So I often think, like, how can you compare those two of like, well, this is what we think someone would wear versus what we know someone would wear.
Right.
What are your thoughts, sir?
Well, first of all, if we add another category, it'll be 6 hours long.
You're right.
We will wake up the next day. An interesting point. I like that, though. I think that's a wise decision if they ever decide to do that, because that's very true. There is different periods that are set in different times and different costumes and different makeup. I think it's a wise thing. You should send it into the Academy.
I will. As soon as we're done with this, we'll get on that.
Yeah, call them up.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, and then we get the show canceled. Fire him.
Yeah, just like no.
But anyways,
the Academy.
I'll never be welcome. But so getting back to films that are up for Best Picture, Best Actor, Oscar nominated.
Big one next.
We have our next example, Marty Supreme. Timothée Chalamet up for Best Actor.
Right.
So we were saying, might take it away from Michael B. Jordan, who's up for Sinners.
Yeah, Timothée Chalamet has been kind of the big choice,
the new favorite.
Yeah, the new favorite.
Yeah,
he's been.
Oh, he's been the Golden Boy. He's been the Golden Boy. He won our award. He won the Critics Award. He won the Golden Globe. I think it's going to be a sweep all the way to the end.
Yeah,
I do. I don't see another actor really coming to power in that. Did you see the film?
I've yet to see it.
Okay. I did see it, though.
Okay. We got to give it a here.
Well, I thought his performance was wonderful.
It was. Right? It was really great.
I thought the movie was okay.
I wanted to ask you, Mark, do you feel that this...
I think the movie's okay.
Yeah. This film looks like it could possibly win Best Actor.
Yes.
But it seems like this is the type of film that looks like you just said, the film is okay, but the performance is amazing.
It's wonderful.
So this looks like the type of film that could maybe only win that, like maybe best editing or
like a technical award.
Right. I agree. I agree with that. Even with the Bob Dylan pick that he did last year, I thought he was great. I didn't care for the film that much. You know, I didn't think there was much material. There's a lot of material, and they shove it into that movie that's just way too long.
Gotcha.
But from the minute he steps on that screen, he's in every frame, it seems. There's not a frame of film that he's not in. And he's very good and very natural. And he's played all these different roles. He's only 30, you know. So Dreyfuss is the youngest actor, excuse me, to ever win Best Actor at 29. But I think this could happen. I think he's well-liked in Hollywood. It's a great performance. And he's my pick, and I think he's going to win.
Okay.
I think he's good.
I think that's a pretty solid judgment.
If they gave it to Michael B. Jordan, he'd have to get 2 Oscars.
Yeah.
I know.
It's so nitpicky. I remember it was supposed to be Jonathan Majors.
It was.
And Michael B. Jordan, and then Jonathan Majors. There's some controversy. The thing I laugh at is how they then made Michael B. Jordan play twins.
Oh.
And I thought, what about the line of actors that go, well, I could have been in the film. This could have been my big break, acting alongside Michael B. Jordan. Okay.
Right.
All right. I guess I haven't played twin parts. That's cool. He's acting with himself.
Right.
It's so nitpicky, but I was like...
It is. But he's great.
He is great.
He's really great in that movie. He really, really is. The other actor I have to mention, I don't know if you saw Wagner Moura's performance.
Okay.
He is just wonderful. I mean, he won at Cannes, and he won at the Golden Globes. It's a wonderful, wonderful performance. He might give him a little run for the money, though it's a foreign film and it's Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, so it's it's dubbed in. It's a darker film. Have you seen? No,
I've yet to see it,
but it's darker and there's some really horrible things. But his performance is so good. It's just draws you right in. It draws you right in.
That's the other thing is the level of exposure that a film has.
Right.
Of course. Because it's like a lot of them they get nominated and they kind of fly sort of under the radar. Like they're just not as blockbustery or whatever. Like when Parasite won Best Picture. Not that wasn't well known, but I was like, wow, okay, a foreign film.
Yeah.
Didn't think that was going to happen. It was a good movie though.
Yeah. And The Secret Agent's a great film. I hope it's going to get probably up in Northampton, Amherst area, the little smaller cinemas will take it in. It would not play in West Springfield, or it'd be like me with somebody else watching it. And that's happened before too. There's like two people, but Wagner Moore is wonderful and really, really good stuff.
Interesting.
That's very amazing.
Well, so that brings us to the end of the picks that we had lined up. So why don't we just, like we said, run the gauntlet, talk about some things?
Actually, why don't we run the gauntlet right after a break?
That's a good idea.
We'll run to a break and then we'll run to the gauntlet.
Stay tuned.
Hey.
And welcome back.
Hey.
So, Mark, we would love to hear some of your thoughts concerning possibly Best Actor, Best Actress. You had a few thoughts yourself. Best Supporting.
Right.
Let's turn it over to you, sir.
Well, the Best Actress category, I think the best performance this year, given for me, was Jessie Buckley in Hamnet. Have either of you seen Hamnet?
Not yet.
Just, I won't say too much, but the last scene is why she's up for Best Actress in that film. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant. Chloe Zhao is a fabulous filmmaker, and she just knows how to shoot certain scenes, and she's just wonderful in that. The other one who may give her a run for her money is Rose Byrne, or If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, a film that I tried to get through once, and then tried again twice. Either of you seen that? Okay. I'd be very curious to see what you think of it. It's a very it's about a woman having a nervous breakdown who is a therapist. And all these things keep happening to her. Rose Byrne won New York, LA, National Board Review, Critics' Choice, and Golden Globe. She swept every prize for Best Actress. But nobody's going to this movie.
Yeah.
So here you have this wonderful performance in a film that nobody's going to, that is a total downer. I mean, you don't walk out of that movie, humming the theme song or saying, "Oh, that made me feel really good."
Yeah.
But it's a stunning performance in a film that, isn't really out there. So I think it's a horse race between the two ladies. I do hope Jessie Buckley wins, and I think deservingly so. In the category of supporting actress, I'm sure you both have seen Weapons.
Yes. Yes.
Wasn't Amy Madigan fabulous in that?
Amazing.
Crazy.
Just,
crazy good.
I thought the film was good, and I'm not into like scary movies too much. But when she came on screen, it's just you couldn't take your eyes off of her. Aunt Gladys. Terrifying. I mean, everything from the haircut to the makeup to the outfit, I have relatives that dress like that, which is pretty sad. But when she came on screen, it was like I was totally drawn into her. I think she's going to win.
Yeah,
it's not a big part, but it's a stunning part.
It's memorable.
It's memorable because I love Tiana Taylor. I thought she was fabulous in one battle after another. I remember watching that movie thinking, "Oh, she's got it." But then I waited to see Weapons. I kept pushing it off, and then I saw it, and it's like, how can they not give it to her?
I have to know if you guys had a similar reaction. So I'm watching Weapons, and Amy Madigan, she terrified me. The whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm going, how do I know this woman? Where have I seen her? She played, this is how I always know her. She was Shanice Kobolowski in Uncle Buck with John Candy. And I was like, oh my God, that's where I know her from. I'm like, and she is winning all the awards. I'm like, go Shanice Kobolowski.
She's basically a stage actress. She's married to Ed Harris, who's been nominated for tons of Oscars, has never won. They do a lot of theater together. And she was nominated, I think, in the late 80s for Once in a Lifetime for supporting actress. So this is her second nomination.
Yeah.
But it's one of those performances, she's in her mid-70s, and I think the Academy is going to look at, unless Tiana Taylor comes up and surprisingly wins on the sweep of One Battle, but we have the sweep for Sinners too.
It's true.
So it's going to be kind of all over the place, but I really would like to see her win. I thought she was just great.
It's interesting when like a villain or a person you don't like, a character you don't like wins, because right away I'm thinking, okay, she plays a character you really dislike, Amy Madigan. So, but then I mean, Kathy Bates won for Misery. So who's to say she can't win? You know,
right?
It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily have to like the character; it just has to be a memorable role.
Absolutely,
you love to hate them.
Yeah, that stands out. And you do. You as soon as she comes on the screen, your eyes focus right on her, and you're like, what is she going to do next, or what's going to go on, or where this story is going to go? Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah,
good stuff.
I don't know if anyone has seen this movie, but Longlegs. I think it came out last year. It had Nicolas Cage in it. It was a horror film.
Okay. I have heard of it. I didn't see it.
So he has very similar. Yeah, if you want to pull it up there, his makeup is equally as frightening. Kind of almost same-ish role. But I think what Amy Madigan did in Weapons is what they were trying to do with Nick Cage in Longlegs.
Oh,
that didn't work. Didn't land.
Like they definitely tried to do a similar concept, but I think Amy Madigan they did it a lot better. I think Zach Kreger knew exactly what he wanted to do.
Yeah, and you need an actress who is well tuned to do that. It's not fake. She's wacky, and you believe her. You know what I mean? It's not like somebody trying to play wacky that's not working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's whacked out, and you believe her, and you're scared every time, or what's she going to do next? Or, good stuff. Really good stuff.
It'd be interesting if in like, you look back, someone watches Longlegs, and, it was like, oh, this is totally like Weapons did this so much better. It's like, yeah, but little did you know this came out before Weapons.
Right.
Like it was, but it fell by the wayside.
Yeah.
A little like just historical, like kind of forgotten film, that kind of thing, That always interests me.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah. Well, while we have a little bit of time.
Yes.
Let's very quickly maybe do a little gauntlet round, lightning round.
Ooh,
okay, so I guess we'll just run down. So, Mark, your pick for Best Picture.
One battle after another. I would love to see Hamnet win, but it's not going to.
It's not going to. Best Director?
Oh, it's Paul Thomas Anderson. I mean, he did a brilliant job. It's his time to win, too. It's his time.
I do got to say real quickly for Best Picture.
Sure.
Big surprise, F1. What's that doing there?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Did you love F1?
I thought it was an insanely entertaining film. Best Picture material? Not really.
But, it was on my top 10 list. I think it was number 7 or 8. Believe it or not, I really enjoy. I remember my wife and I going to that, thinking, "I got to review this." I loved it.
Yeah.
And I'm not into racing cars or any of that drag stuff.
It is
or anything.
Insanely entertaining. Wow. I had a great time watching it.
Yeah,
but I don't know. That one for me was just a little.
If it wins, you'll be surprised.
I will
win. Good Lord!
Wow. Yeah, right.
Best actor in a leading role, sir.
Yeah, I think Chalamet's got it, and he deserves it. It's a good performance.
Okay. Best actress.
Jessie Buckley, easy for Hamnet. Yeah.
And why don't we finish up with Best Supporting Actor?
I'm not sure in this. I like Del Toro a lot. I like Jacob a lot in Frankenstein.
I'm hoping it's Jacob.
And I really love Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value. Have either of you seen Sentimental Value?
I've seen clips.
Okay. It's
it does,
excellent. As film people, you have to see it.
Got it.
You have to see it.
And finally, Best Supporting Actress?
Amy Madigan deserves it. I mean, it's a great performance. That's captivating. Absolutely captivating.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sadly, Mark, we've come to the end of our segment.
I know.
We're very happy to have you come here again. Again, you are our first guest and our first guest to make a return. And we do hope to see you again.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime, guys. Anytime you want. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And for us, we'll be back next week with our very first review of the year.
Yes.
We are reviewing Mercy.
Yes.
With Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson.
Looks interesting.
Yeah.
And get out there, watch the Oscars, watch some Oscar-nominated movies, watch movies in general.
Yeah, just watch movies.
Yeah.
Go for it.
And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.